Hello everyone, my name is Engineer Madhu Bala, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, Maharaja Agrawal University, Himachal Pradesh. So today we are going to discuss the topic DML commands. In previous lecture, we discussed about various SQL commands and specifically we discussed about DDL, that was Data Definition Language. So today we will focus on DML, that stands for Data Manipulation Language. So let's start with the introduction first. So what do you mean by DML command? DML commands are those commands that deals with the manipulation of data. For example, we have created a table now and we want to insert some values, or we want to delete the existing values, or we want to make any changes in the existing data. Then we need to implement different kinds of DML commands. So overall, we can divide DML commands into two broad categories. The first one is editing command and the second one is review commands. Editing commands basically includes the insert command, the delete command and the update command, and the review commands include the select command. Now we are going to discuss all these four commands one by one. The first one is insert command. Insert command, as the name indicates, the command which is used to insert values in the existing table, right? So for inserting the values, we need to create the table first. So create command comes under DDL. So let me refresh the concept of create command first, that how we can create a table. After creating a table, we can insert the values into that particular table, right? So the syntax for creating a table using SQL commands is you need to type create table, table name, parenthesis start, and then you need to write the names of the attributes along with its data type, then parenthesis closed and followed by semicolon. And when you will run this command, all the attributes that you have taken inside the parenthesis will become the columns of the table. For example, let's say we want to create a table. The name of the table is student1, right? And I want to take 3 different columns in that particular table. So how to create a table? The syntax would be create table student1. Student1 is the name of the table. Then in the attributes, we are taking as roll number, name and branch. So within the parenthesis, we will mention these attributes like roll number, and then along with its data type, roll number is integer number. So the data type comes here would be int, roll number int, comma, and then name of the second attribute. The second attribute here is name. So name is a group of characters. Here you can take the data type as char or you can take it as varchar. If you are taking it as varchar, then you need to mention the size of the data type as well. Here I have taken it as 20 by default. So it means what? Ki up you can enter the name of any student up to 20 characters including space, and then comma, then name of the third attribute is branch and the data type would be varchar, or you can take it as char as well along with the size, then parenthesis closed and then semicolon. When you will run this command, you will get the output table created, right? You will not be able to show the table, you will not be able to display the table with the help of this command. This will only create the table at the back end. If you want to display the table as well, if you want to see the structure as well, then for that we have describe command, or you can make use of select command that we will discuss in the next slide. See, up to this point we have created a table student. So as you can see here in this particular slide, roll number, name and branch, and then the fields are empty, all the values, the cells are empty here. So it means what? This is the schema of the relation we have created. So coming towards a insert command, so how you can insert the values in a table? So insert command can be used in two different ways. The first one is only values. Only values means what? So suppose here in this case, we have taken 3 attributes, roll number, name and branch, and I want to enter the values one by one, like roll number 10, then name is Madhu and branch is CSC. So these are known as what? Only values. I am entering the values only, right? And the second method is column names and values both. Suppose I don't know the roll number of any student. I am having the information of name and branch only. So what in that case? In that case, we need to mention the column name and along with its value. So these are the two different ways how we can make use of insert command. Only values means this method would specify only the values of the data to be inserted, and column names and values both means here you need to mention the column names along with the values as well. Now let's take an example how with the help of commands we can insert value in that table. The first one method was, as already discussed, only values. So how to write it? The syntax is you need to type insert into table name, and then in the parenthesis you have to enter the values. Whatever data type you have mentioned while creating the table, according to that data types, you need to enter those different values, right? We have taken here int, varchar and varchar, right? So what would be the syntax? Insert into student1. Student1 again is the name of the table, then values is the keyword, followed by a parenthesis, and then one by one we need to enter the values separated by commas, like roll number 10, comma, and then name is Madhu, comma, and then branch is CSC, and then parenthesis closed followed by your semicolon. Here one thing needs to be focused, that is when you are mentioning the names or group of characters anywhere in your query, then you need to put that character type values in the single quotes. If you will not put single quotes over here, then your command will create an error. See here 10 is an integer number, then 10 can be written as it is. No need to put semicolon here. But name here MADHU is a group of characters. So I have used here single quotes. Similarly, CSC is the branch. So CSC is again a group of characters. So we are again using here single quotes, right? When the output would be one row created. Similarly, if we want to enter 3 more rows for roll number 11, 12, 13 with the name Ritika, Rahul and Rakshit and so on, then you need to enter these values one after another. Means one row would be inserted, then only you will be able to enter the next row. Like insert into student1 values roll number 11, then comma, Ritika, and then CSC. You will get the output one row created. Similarly, third row, insert into student1, then roll number, comma, name is Rahul, comma, then EEE department, and so on. So this was the method, and when we will display that table with the help of select command, that output would look like this: roll number, name and branch, and under this we have entered these different values, right? So this was the first method, how we can enter only values with the help of insert command. So moving further towards the second method, that is if values to be inserted for a particular columns only, right? For example, let's say I want to enter the name Ayan only. Okay, I don't know the details, other details like roll number and branch are unknown. Then what to do? So in that case, what we need to do is we need to type our query like insert into table name, and then table name. After table name, you need to mention the name of the attribute. Here name of the attribute is name because I know the name only Ayan is there. So I will mention here in parenthesis name, values, then within parenthesis we will enter the value, that is Ayan, in single quotes, right? And then semicolon. So when we will run this command, that Ayan will be entered under the name attribute because we have not entered any other details. Similarly, suppose if we want to enter the value like 23, that is the roll number of the student and name of the student is Rudraksh, right? And we do not know what is the branch of the student. Then in that case, what we need to do? Here we know that we have entries for two different attributes, that is your roll number and name of the student. So how we will write insert command? The command would be modified like insert into table name. What is the table name? Student 1. Yes. So student 1, and then what are the attributes known to us? That is roll number and name. So we will mention here roll number, comma, and then name, parenthesis closed. Then we will write values and then enter the two values that are known to us, that is 23, comma, Rudraksh. Again, Rudraksh is a group of characters. Then we need to put single quotes and then we need to run the query. If we will run this query, we will get this kind of output. So you can see here, whatever values are known to us, we can enter that values only inside our database. So it is not mandatory every time that we know all the values of the database in a relation, but if some of the fields are known and some are the unknown, then the known fields values can be inserted with the help of insert command. So I hope up to this point insert command is clear to you. Moving towards our next command, that is select command. Select command is basically used to display the table, right? Up to this point, what we have done, we have created a table and we have inserted some values into that table. Now we want to check how our table looks like. So for that we need to display our table. So select command will solve this purpose. So select command also can be used in different type of ways. For example, suppose you have created a table and you have inserted different rows into that particular table and you want to display the complete table, then some other method would be used. Suppose you want specific columns to be displayed, then some other method would be used. Suppose you want to display some of the rows, then also we need to go for some other method. So there are three different ways for displaying the table. The first one is if you want to display the complete table, right? With the help of insert command, we have inserted 4 different rows, right? Now we want to display those rows. So what would be the command? The command would be select star from and then table name, right? So what is here? Select star from student 1. I have mentioned here student 1. So what is the student 1? Student 1 is the name of the table. And what is the star? Star means all. It will display the complete table. All the rows of the student 1 would be displayed with the help of this command, right? So select star from table name is the simplest command ever. The second method, that is if we want to display particular columns of the table. Suppose we have created 4 columns in a table and I want to display only 2 columns, or I want to display only 1 column. So in that case we need to go with the second method, that is if we want to display a particular column, and the syntax would be select then space and then name of the column, which column you want to display. Here I want to display suppose the name of the students, so I will mention select name from and then name of the table. Here name of the table is student 1. So what will happen? This particular command will display the names of the student because the attribute mentioned here is name. So with the help of this command, as you can see here, only the names Madhu, Ritika, Rahul and Rakshit are getting displayed. Now let us assume another example. Suppose I want to display the roll number and branch, let's say branch of the students. Then in that case, what we need to do? We need to write select roll number, comma, then branch from student 1. See, now it will display 2 columns because after select we have mentioned 2 different attributes. One is roll number and the second one is branch. So after running this command, what would be displayed? The roll number and the branch of the students. So this was the second method if we want to display particular columns. So moving forward, that is if we want to display particular rows. Now particular rows needs to be displayed. So in that case we need to mention different conditions as well. Different conditions like for example, suppose just look at the first table. I want to display the names of the students who belongs to CSE department, right? So in that case, what we need to do? we need to mention this condition that where branch is equals to CSC. So how select command would be used in that case? We need to write select star. Why star? Because in the from the complete table I want to display the names of all the CSC students. So in this particular example we have mentioned only two cases. So select star would display all the rows where CSC would be involved. So select star from table name of the table is student1, where is known as the clause. Clause means the condition according to which the particular rows would be fetched from the database, right? So here we need to mention where branch is equals to CSE. Again, what we are doing here, we are assigning some value to a variable. Here variable is branch, and what is the value? CSE. What kind of value it is? CSE is a character type value, group of characters. So we need to put CSE in single quotes. So this will display the roll numbers, the names of the students who belongs to CSE category, right? So as per this particular example, roll number 10 and 11 belongs to CSE branch. So here is the output. Now one question for you. Let's say if we want to display the names of the students who belongs to EE branch, then what we need to do here? What we will type? The answer is simple. We will type here select star from student1, that is table name, where branch is equals to EE. So when we will run this command, all the EE students would get displayed as an output. So these were the three different ways of using select command, right? The third command, another important command of DML, data manipulation language, that is delete command. Delete command means now we want to delete the data. There exists some data, and now if after some time we have realized that data is of no use, then we need to delete that data from our database. So delete command helps to delete such kind of data, such kind of particular entries from the table, right? Now consider example. Consider this following table, right? If we want to delete a row where Vihan is written, then how we can delete? So obviously delete command, to make use of delete command, we need to type delete from table name. Table name is student1, where is the clause? Now after where you can either write where branch equals to ME, because here in this case if we mention branch equals to ME, so only one student is there, that is who is Vihan, so that particular entry would be removed, right? And second clause you can mention here where roll number equals to 15, right? So again there are two different ways in this case. But let us suppose if Rudraksh also belongs to mechanical category. So if you will write this delete from student1 where branch equals to ME, then this particular command will delete two entries from the table. One is Vihan and another is Rudraksh. Why? Because Vihan and Rudraksh both belongs to ME. But I want to specifically delete only Vihan, then how it would be possible? Then the first case would be more appropriate with the help of ID, because ID is different to every student, right? So ID would be the best method in this case. So the best method would be delete from student where ID, where roll number is equals to 15. So that this command will delete the particular entry from the table. Now let's say, suppose you want to remove all the CSC students from this database. You do not require them anymore. So in that case, what you will do? We need to write here delete from table name where branch is equals to CSC. Now what will happen? It will remove all the entries from the table that belongs to CSC branch, right? One point needs to be noted here. Like let's say if I write here delete from student, as you can see here in the first above figure, delete from student1 where branch equals to ME. And when we will run this command, it is giving the output 0 rows deleted. 0 rows deleted means nothing has been removed from the table. Why? The answer is here we are assigning a value ME in small letters. But in this particular table that we have created, there is no entry in small me. Capital ME is totally different from small me. So when we are running this command, so this command is not getting any entry along this with the name small me. That's why it is giving this output 0 rows deleted. So what would be the correct form? This one. Yes. Delete from student1 where branch is equals to capital ME in single quotes. Now you will run this command, then you will get the output 1 row deleted. Why? Because now it is getting that particular entry in your table. If you want to check whether that particular entry has been actually removed or not, then we need to display the table. And for displaying the table, we have already discussed which command would be used. Yes, the select command. Select star from and then table name. As you can see here, that entry, that is Vihan, is removed from the table. So this was the method how we can make use of delete command. Again, remember, whenever you need to use delete command, we need to mention the condition with that key. What is the condition on the basis of which we are going to delete some data from the database? So that condition must be clear to you. You can mention any kind of condition in that particular command, right? The fourth command, that is the update command. Now what is update command? We have created the data, we have entered the values in the database. Now after some time we have realized that this name should be changed or that particular entry should be modified, right? So in that case, what we will do? We will make use of this update command, right? Now consider the following table. We have taken some entries. Same example we have discussed in the previous slides. So let's say if a name is to be changed, say we want to change the name from Rahul to Rahul Sharma. Now what we are doing here? We are making a change in our existing database. Now it is going to be Rahul Sharma. Now what we will do? We will make use of update command. How we will make use of it? Update and then name of the table. Name of the table is student1, and then what we are going to do? We are going to change the name of the student. So we will write here set name is equals to name should be changed to Rahul Sharma. So it should be put in single quotes Rahul Sharma, and then where is the clause that we have already discussed in our previous slides, where roll number is equals to 12, right? So when we will run this command, we will get that one row updated. Now we want to check whether it has been actually updated or not. Then what we need to do? Answer is simple. We need to display the table. Select star from student1, right? Now you can see here, earlier it was roll number 12, entry was Rahul from EEE department. Now it has changed to Rahul Sharma from EEE department. Now suppose now I want to change Vihan to Vihan Kaushik. Again the same method would be used. Update student set name is equals to Vihan Kaushik where roll number is equals to 15. So according to that particular condition that you have mentioned after where clause, that name and that data would be updated in your database. So this was all about the basics of your DML commands. I hope up to this point it is clear to you all. So thank you everyone.